Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome. I hope you're all having a fantastic Tuesday and a great start to your week. To make sure that everyone can hear us and see us, if you wouldn't mind just finding the chat, letting us know where you're joining us from, and even drop the name of your agency or LinkedIn if you'd like to connect with anyone in the crowd. We have a really awesome workshop planned for you guys today, and we'll be diving into that in just a few moments. We're going to kind of wait a little bit for everyone to join that's queuing. But if this is your first time joining us, welcome to our digital event today. And we're really happy to have you join us. SE Ranking holds these webinars, roundtables, workshops, and onboarding days to help share some insightful and actionable information with the SEO community, and just also share some tips on how to use our tool most efficiently. And we hope today we can give you some takeaways. Today, we will be talking about boosting agency revenue and sharing some innovative digital growth strategies for y'all. And I hope that you have a very, very good kind of absorption of this information. I think it'll be very, very valuable for you. My name is Megan. I'm an account executive here at SE Ranking. There's a chance I may have talked to a few of you in the past. So if so, hello again. But if not, I'd be happy to talk to you in the near future. We're pleased to be joined today by Nat, who is the founder of Olive Street Design. So we'll give him a couple of words.
Hello, everybody. Nat Rosasco, principal of Olive Street Design. I've been an agency since 2010, and I actually, at that point, hooked up with Duda as a mobile platform to do mobile websites, which was cool. Since 2010, we had 12 clients when I started, and we just tipped 1,365 clients right now, which we're pretty proud of because we have no sales team, no business development. It's really networking and doing a good job. Hopefully, that's why we're where we're at. We're located right outside of Chicago. Everybody is located right here in the area, and excited to be here with the SE Ranking people today. Thanks, Megan.
Mm-hmm. And then we're also lucky to be joined by Brian, who is the CEO of WebAct as well.
Hi, everybody. I'm Brian Lewis from WebAct. We started in 2012. We mainly did WordPress websites, used Duda Mobile to convert them over to make them mobile friendly. When Duda created an all-in-one, we shifted everything to their platform, which has been nice, not having to have two websites up. But we're a full-service agency. We offer advertising as well as development.
Awesome. Well, welcome, guys. Thank you for joining us and taking the time out of your day to speak. A little bit about SE Ranking. We are an SEO platform designed to give agencies and in-house marketing teams insights into their rankings and are well trusted in the community of SEO experts. So feel free to visit those various kind of badges that we have on there if you'd like to see more information. Just a little bit about our tool. SE Ranking is a complete toolkit, so we cover everything from rank tracking, website audits, all the way to research and reporting. So we have a full suite to support you. We really pride ourselves on having accurate data, up-to-date data, and we're constantly improving it. So we just did a huge overhaul of our backlink resources to just kind of get those up to date, and we're constantly improving. Lastly, we have a slew of different features to increase collaboration between teams. And then we also have this amazing agency catalog. So this agency catalog here, I see people will use it in a variety of different ways. In my role, I recommend people to go to it just because I see about 10 to 30% of businesses needing SEO agencies. That's a great place to be listed, solid backlink for you as well. And you can access it with the agency pack as well as the white labeling features and whatnot that it comes with. So I believe that is it for me. And we'll kind of move into the amazing presentation with our speakers.
All right. Thanks, Megan. I'll kind of take it here, and then Brian and we'll be going back and forth here a little bit. But I did have to give a shout out to our brother in Colorado in the mountains, Josh Niemark from Fixate Media, who is one of our trio of buddies. Glad you're here, Josh, and I can't wait to come to your mountaintop and have a barbecue with you. All right. Mastering verticalization with OSD Web Act, really, you could put in there your agency, okay? What is verticalization? It involves focusing on a specific industry or market segment to deliver more tailored products and services. So really, it's really versus going horizontal and just going wide. You want to drive down and somebody has a restaurant and we're going to deliver specific products and services for that restaurant. So it's finely tuned, and you look at the vertical that somebody is in and you go deep into it. And where we start with that is actually with a website audit, because you can't do anything without auditing a site. And that's where we prefer SE Ranking's audit tool for this. So it's a great tool. It gives us a starting point as an agency to go back to clients. And we kind of do it vertical by vertical when we do restaurants, and then we'll look at that and go deep into restaurants and talk to them. So grow your business. It's 10 to 20% clients that have apps on their websites by going vertical. That's just not having a website and having a website alone. That's having chat or booking something. It's 10 to 20% is a direct correlation to year over year growth. So we've seen it. It's proven. Boston Consulting Group, who's pretty amazing group, they say it's true. So we think it's true too. And we've seen that ourselves. How about you, Brian?
Yeah, definitely. If once you kind of narrow down the verticals, you can be an expert in the industry as well. That'll help gain other, for instance, if you're going after restaurants, you know they need online ordering, you know how to advertise them, you know what's the best place for them to be is. So focusing on that vertical will definitely help boost your revenue growth. I would say probably closer to that 20 to 25%.
Yeah, agreed. Yep. How do we think OSD Web Act? How does an agency think about verticalization? And Brian and I are on the same page with this, is how we think about this. You built a great website, great SEO. Now what? Here you see a little dental site here, a little happy patient with beautiful teeth here, and you've got a plain looking website. You build a bakery website, patisserie website, but you need a website with online ordering, table reservations, get found on Google Maps, which Brian is a specialist on this. You're a dentist. You've got a dental site. You should have appointment booking, do some e-commerce, or have a link to ZocDoc. And you're a plumber. Appointment booking is crucial. Customer chat, we've put this on several hundred websites, and the 200 to 250 websites that we put it on, these people are ecstatic. And you'll see a little later about people that want to chat. And there was a study done by Google that there's 30 to 35% of people that only want to chat. So people have a website, and I guarantee you, out of everyone listening here, I bet chat is not on most of your websites, and it's not on most of ours, but it's on 200 plus of them. The chats they get is amazing. People don't chat just because they want to do nothing here. They want to do something right away, and they want immediate feedback. So that's what we've seen with chat. And that's been an amazing add-on that we've offered. And then instant quotes for a plumber too. Brian, what have you seen with chat?
Yeah, so we always recommend that they do some sort of chat feature. If it's an AI chat bot at least, or we use Talk To quite a bit. But it's a tool where they can get instant answers. They're not having to fill out a form. You get back to them in 48 hours. That becomes a problem because if they're filling out forms on your website, they're also filling it out on everybody else. So getting that immediate response from you, you can even put it on your phone. I mean, it's pretty easy, as simple as a text message back and forth. But it's a way to capture the client immediately instead of having them wait and go after other companies that are similar to yours to get answers.
Yeah, great feedback. I'm just looking at one of the comments that came in here from Rupert Holmes. And I just want to address it now. I think as we go through it, we'll address it, but I wanted to specifically address that, because this is something that Brian and I have talked together about for a long time. And how do you add these things and not blow your team up? And how do you understand how to do it? I'm just going to take a few of these things, which you're going to see in here: website compliance, which is another name for ADA compliance, which Brian and I put on every website that we have. There's nothing you need to do once you've added it. So for us, we put it on all of our websites, but we send something out to our clients saying, you should have this. It's the right thing to do. It's a good thing to do. You're going to get more page views. There's 20% of the population that does not, that their ADA need ADA accessibility. We gave it away free to every account, and about 275 booked our paid version, which is a stronger version of it. Once it's set up, there's nothing we do. We collect $39 a month, and there's absolutely zero that we need to do. So there's a revenue stream without diluting what you're doing. If you're a web agency or building websites or designing, there's nothing you need to do. Chat is the same thing. Once you embed it, we charge $29 a month for chat. Once it's set up, there's absolutely zero we have to do. So what I did for my agency is look to see what we could do, what we could add without it being a heavy lift for our core team here, which I think is what Rupert was asking there. The other thing is we do some SEO. We don't do pay-per-click. And I spent 8 years finding a great pay-per-click and SEO partner in, Brian Lewis at WebAct. So Brian and I, we've kind of merged a team together, that he has a team of SEO and pay-per-click experts for Olive Street Design. He does the work, and I collect some money off of that. So there's nothing we had to do for any of those items. Brian, how about you?
Yeah, so kind of to answer your question, is always find a good partner that can facilitate the services you don't offer. There's tons of white label programs out there where you can essentially have them do the work. You just mark up the cost, but you got to look at it as your agency. If you don't offer that service, they're going to find a company that does. And that company, a lot of the time, is going to try to get their website, get more things from them that since they offer everything, they're going to leave you. We've seen that quite a bit. So we always encourage you to reach out, try to partner with a company that does offer that service. Then you can collect a little bit more revenue, even if you're not doing the work. If you find a company that does a good job, that has a good price off of what you're looking for, that way you can generate that extra revenue and you have a happy client because you have everything with them directly.
Yeah, good stuff. Answering Poland here. Hello, Poland. This would be for anybody that's on this call, and Amanda Zyratalk is who we use. If you go on olivestreetdesign.com, you can see it in action. And if you contact them, tell them that we sent you. To answer Poland here, what strategies for anybody on this call? We have created slide decks for every single thing that we do. We have a chat slide deck. We have reviews and reputation management. We have ADA. We have SEO. We have pay-per-click. I would be happy to share it with anybody, and I could maybe just send it to Megan, who can then send it out to each of you. If you'd like to contact Brian or myself directly, that would be great too. But we spent a lot of time on putting these decks together to educate people, not with technical speak, but real word speak, that they would understand that and say, oh, I get it. Okay. So we have all those available. And if you'd like to see it, we'd be happy to share these with you. All right. A simple integrated booking solution to capture ready to buy customers. Here's our happy dentists here. Why are booking solutions not important, but expected? They streamline the process of scheduling and managing reservations, and enhancing efficiency and customer satisfaction. These are really good stats here. 40% of appointments are booked after business hours, so you're not there. People are home from work, which is when you are. That's when they have the time to do this. So having that booking solution is really so important. 67% of patients prefer to book online. I would think that a lot of people agree. Yeah, that's kind of how I like to book too. 26% of online appointments are same day or next day appointments. Those are the emergencies that if they're contacting you and you don't answer them, and you're a plumber or a bakery or whatever, they're going on to the next person on the Google search results. So you've lost that opportunity. 34% of appointments scheduled online are done so after the office is closed, which is backing up the rest of what this is talking about here. The reason that Brian and I love the Duda platform, we work on WordPress, we work on other things. 90% of all of our work is on Duda. Duda has an integrated platform, which is great. So you just clicking a button and adding it to your Duda website. So now all of a sudden they have Bookify or Book Like a Boss, and we've used both of those. It's in the same dashboard. There's no extra things you need to do. It's all right there. What do you see, Brian?
Yeah, so it's a great story. So we actually just built a website for a chiropractic company, and they had never done any online booking. Everything's always been call. They're like, oh, we're kind of old school. We like to communicate with them and talk to them about the process. So when we rebuilt their website, we integrated with Bookify, and we said, hey, just give it a try. Even if you want to just have them schedule calls with you for a 15-minute consultation, that's not going to bog down your whole day or lose clients that are having to call in and wait. So he had tried that. It's been 2 months, and he said that he has increased his scheduling by 50% so far. So just knowing that, hey, I can get people just to book with me, I can fill out my whole schedule and customize it the way that I want. He was able to hire somebody else, bring him in, and definitely help grow his business so far. So it's definitely a great idea to have any type of appointment setting or booking, even if it's a 10-15-minute consultation, that gets people in the door to be able to offer your products and services. So you always got to look at it from your perspective as well. Do you really want to call a doctor's office and sit on hold to make an appointment? Yeah. Or would you rather just go online and book something real quick and forget about it? Most people go online and book it. That's just kind of how everything works now. So everyone needs to make sure that they stay up with that and kind of get with the current times as far as accessibility for everybody.
Yeah, great story, Brian. You know, the other thing too is we're sharing some add-ons that we use and we've had success with. And a lot of these are on the Duda platform. Some are outside of it. Some you could find on your own. And, you know, we're sharing some prices for what we're doing it. The how that we do it in particular is right now we take it one app at a time. We launch a website. We'll talk ADA and chat for sure, because we feel those should be added on at that point. And we actually add it with the day we're ready to launch the site. When everything is done and they're really happy, then we said, hey, would you look at website accessibility and live chat, and then give them a little story. The other thing, social media marketing, pay-per-click, Google business listings, what we do is every quarter, every 2 to 3 months, we'll send out a campaign, a carefully worded email campaign, and there'll be a series of 3 of them in a month. And right now, we're going to be promoting next month's social media for people and how we're going to manage this for them. We have our list of all the people. We use MailChimp, although Constant Contact is just as good, maybe a little better now. And we'll send out a series of 3 emails to everybody about what the program is, what the pricing is, and give us a call. So we'll reach all of our 1,365 clients with an email that, you know, takes us an hour to set up. And that's the how we do it. So we don't like to overwhelm and say, here's 10 things. Clients they get a little scared with that. So we like to spoon feed, other than chat and the ADA that most people will book when you launch, and the other things over time. How about you, Brian? What do you do?
Yeah, I was actually going to say we do something similar. So when we bring somebody on, we're not trying to overwhelm them. Really, because a lot of the time they'll reach out for different solutions that we offer. So usually if they reach out, anything advertising, anything development, we say, hey, your starting point is your website. Once your website is in order, then we can offer all those things, because they might come to me with a 10-year-old website saying, do SEO for it. We're not going to. We need to move their website over to Duda. We need to rebuild their website. So all the on-page SEO is there before we start creating off-page SEO, doing digital advertising, anything else. So it's definitely key to try to bring them in slowly and don't overwhelm them with, hey, I offer these 100 products. Which service would you like? That it just overwhelms them. So we always say, hey, let's take it one step at a time. Let's focus on your design, and then we could start adding extra features to your website as we start helping you grow, because we're their partner. We're trying to help them grow their business, add extra locations, franchise their locations, help them grow their business. So, but it all starts at the website. So you gotta build from the ground up. Always offer the website, and then offer the extra services, the chat, the ADA compliance. All those things are important, but they're secondary to the main piece, which is the website. Especially if anyone that does SEO, you got to most of the time you're going to need to rebuild the website, because it might be on an older platform. It might be out of date software that they're using. So I always recommend, hey, if you're going to take a new SEO client, definitely rebuild their website so you can manage that and give them success doing that.
Yeah, good point. There are a couple other questions in here. How do you leverage competitive analysis tools from Alfred to create a compelling value proposition? We used to do it by hand, which is the hard way. There's a personal injury attorney in Chicago, Illinois. We will actually Google Chicago personal injury attorney in Chicago, see who the top 3 are, and we'll take a look at what they did. Or you can go to SE Ranking and they do the competitor research for you. So it's keywords, what are they doing? And it's taken 80% of our time away from what we used to do. And it really aids us, and it drills it down. But we've found that the things we're going through in this presentation are things that are really the needed things that you should have. And if you find it's on competitors, you can say, well, look, your competitors, 2 of them have live chat. My converse opposite of that is your competitors don't have live chat. You can get ahead of them by adding it. So we really look at the competitive research, we audit with SE Ranking, and then we use a little roll up our sleeves and look at these things and know which items their competitors have. There was another question about AI too. Duda now has an AI content editor where we were just, Brian and I and Josh were just at a big Duda summit in May. And Google had a big study that the websites that are doing well have a lot more pages. It was kind of going from a lot of pages to few pages. It's back to a lot of pages. So if you're going to do a lot of pages, we prefer the Duda thing because it helps us add the pages in heartbeats and minutes instead of painstaking hours. What do you see, Brian?
Yeah. So as far as like any of the AI automated builder, they're still a ways away. They're going to build the main components, but they're not going to add any value essentially to what you're trying to build. We have worked with a few of them, testing them out. We like to test out everything on the market. Just how it's built. It's still, as far as web core vitals, like they're not building them correctly still. The websites are usually pretty slow. The components are not there for you to really customize. And if you're focusing really on design, an AI isn't going to beat you as far as how you design it, your creativity. They're going to base it off of what they see around. But your mind and your creativity is what is going to make your website stand out versus one of the AI website builders.
Yep, absolutely. And you'll see as we go on here too, websites, by you putting apps on your websites, the churn rate is a heck of a lot lower than if you just build somebody a website. They can move it anywhere. If you've got chat embedded, you're the people that told them that they needed ADA compliance, you've got the booking engine, they are way less apt to leave you. So this is all part and parcel of that same thing, because Duda told us too, we were there in May, AI is a tool, but it's not going to do the creative thinking that we know how to do. And that's us saying, you need web chat because one chat could pay for the thing for the whole year. You need website compliance because a lawsuit could be $25,000. You become the expert on their digital experience, not just their website, which is what Brian was absolutely alluding to and is right on the mark. All right, SEO, local SEO and listings. Excuse me. Customers are looking for you to be everywhere. Be everywhere. There's a tool, SE Ranking has it, which is a great one. What this is it's the top 100 directories that are out there. It's everything. And it's getting your name, address, and phone number the same on everything. Why is that important? Because Google says it's important. It's one of the top 3 or 4 ranking algorithms, Brian.
Yep, it definitely is. So having that correct information everywhere is definitely key, especially if you're running with any franchises or anything else that might move quite a bit. Or say you're a new business.
He's got to answer this.
And you change your hours, or you change your say you change your logo, or change your address or phone number. This way you can actually change it all in one place rather than going to each individual website to change it. If you have miscommunication anywhere where people say, oh, it looks like you're open till 6, but you changed your hours to 5 on, say, on Yelp, people are going to be upset. So you just need to make sure that you find a tool. It's a great value for your clients to be able to say, hey, I'm changing my phone number, I'm changing my email, and you can change that virtually everywhere at once versus having to go to each individual 100 websites to change it.
Yeah. And you get these mega directories linking back to you, which gives you link juice, which helps you. It's an obscure thing, but it's really way up there on the things that everybody should have. 140% more impressions in non-branded search with listings with management software. 140%. 33% more impressions with branded search. 5x return on marketing investments. So it's not a lot of money to do it, and the return is fabulous with it. It's really simple, and it's on SEO Ranking's website. Just go there. It's a fabulous service, and it moves the needle. We see a clear trend toward verticalization, with more agencies turning to apps to offer ancillary services, create more engaged websites, and drive overall value. Small and medium-sized businesses, they're only at 43%. So there's 57% of websites have none of this. So there's your opportunity to add. And you look at enterprise clients, 96% have these, the big people, they know they should be doing it, and they do it. Middle market at 100%. It's the small to medium-sized businesses that I'm thinking most of you, this is your clientele. It's wide open for you to do this. Brian, there was a question from Bo about charging for GMB setup. This is Brian's expertise. I'll let you take that.
Yeah, so thank you for the question there. So that really depends on the complexity and how many locations that you're wanting to set up. It's not super complex. We are Google partners, so we actually can just kind of submit the listings pretty quickly and get them verified. But just going through the process, making sure that when you're building out the actual listing, you fill out absolutely everything. You upload images, you fill out, you add video if you can, anything to kind of boost that up. They also give you 6 slots for you to put for your business type services, making sure you fill all those out. We charge anywhere from $200 to $1,000 to set that up. It just really depends on the complexity and the amount of locations that you do want set up. But making sure that everything's set up complete and just verifying the listing and calling it a day, that's really what's key to the success of the GMBs.
Yeah, Brian's really good at it too. Product adoption is still low, providing untapped market potential for upsell opportunities. This is the market. This is the data provided by Insights, which is a pretty cool data company. Accessibility, which we have talked about, 6% of the market has accessibility. Brian's clients, my clients are at 100%. Okay, we're not messing around with this, and we do this for several reasons. And I'm just going to give you this caveat here right now. Last year there were 600,000 lawsuits for website accessibility. 600,000 people lost. It's 100% lose rate, and it's $5,000 to $50,000. Domino's lost it. It was several $1 million that they lost, but they're going after small to medium sized businesses now because they'll pay $3,000 to $5,000 to just to make it go away. So if you think you've got small clients, they don't need it. They're going after the little pizza place in the town next to you, which never was happening. So 6% of the market has it. We're at 100%. You want to cover your client, and they're going to thank you for that, for sharing this information and being ahead of the market. And it's getting worse and worse. The laws are getting stricter, and this is going to get a lot more serious. The other thing, they would turn around and sue you. People that are getting sued are turning around and suing the agencies. So we have documented every client of ours that we have, that we sent them a pretty strict letter that talked about accessibility, and they had to sign off if they were refusing it. So we had it on record. So if they get sued, they don't turn around and sue us. So this is an important point. If you take nothing away from this today, that one is a really big one. Brian, what do you?
Yeah, so that is a really big one. But as I had mentioned before, so even if they're at first they're like, no, I don't want to pay the extra cost. What we do is anyone that we sign up for a website, we send them an automated email series. We personally use Constant Contact, but we put them in there to kind of let them know, like, hey, these things are all available, but making sure that they have some ADA compliance. For us, we even use a free tool. If they say no, they don't want to pay for it, we'll put a free tool on there just so it has an option to showcase, like, hey, they're attempting to be fully compliant. But it's really hard to say, hey, here's an extra $10 a month or $20 a month. When you're initially building the website, they might not want to check off on that. But sending them emails after, like, hey, how important this is. Hey, these are other services we also offer. It keeps them reminded, like, hey, you do need this service at some point. Even if you didn't sign up at the beginning, setting that reminder to them where they have to start thinking about, like, okay, do I really want to be sued? Or give them articles of other agencies that have been sued or other companies that might have been sued in the past. Just to kind of show them the importance of it, because at first they're like, it's not a big deal, until it happens to them and they have to deal with a lawsuit.
Yep. The free tool in Duda, the free tool is UserWay. The one that we use that's paid is AudioEye. We love them both, but we love the free tool that Brian and I use a lot. Yep. And when we want it paid and you want it a little more comprehensive, AudioEye is awesome, and the people there are fantastic. All right, booking, 5% of the market, e-commerce, 19%, cookie compliance, 11%. The opportunity is huge because your clients don't have this stuff, and they're all really good things to sell them, and there's not a big lift on your part to do so. Websites that include apps get 45% more visitors than websites without apps. This is a source. It's from Duda. They tested several million websites with this. So put the apps on there, share it with your client, add these things. Your traction is going to go up 45%. It's studied. It's a fact. Sites with apps churn significantly less than without apps, 55% less. Verticalization about creating stickier customer relationships. You want to stay sticky. You don't want to lose people. And I know Brian and I with Duda are to the companies that have the lowest churn rate. They've told us so we believe that. Out of our 1,300 that we have per year, we might lose 3 to 5 people. And normally they're retiring. Putting these apps on there, you're going to keep 55% more apt to keep them.
Yeah, I mean, and it's really important to always stay on the top of their mind, because how many times have your clients been probably approached by other agencies? Even if you built the website a year ago, they're saying this is wrong, and you should have this. If you are constantly sending emails, being in touch with your clients, they feel a lot more comfortable than you building it and disappearing. So making sure that you have something set up where, they're paying a monthly fee or anything else, to where even if you're just giving them just small advice or just sending them an email check-in every once in a while, they're going to be sticking with you. We actually do a redesign for all of our clients every couple of years. That's just part of our cost, just so we can retain our clients. So that anything you can do to offer them, to incentivize them to not be looking at over their shoulder at, look at this website, I'm going to contact this company. Have them reach out to you and say, hey, can you add this feature? That needs to be your overall goal.
You want to be the answer to every question they have. And if you don't have the answer, tell them I'll get right back to you in a day, figure it out and answer them. So Maslow's hierarchy of digital needs. Online presence is the foundation of every successful business, like water is to life. Products like SE Rankings, Local Marketing Audit, and Local Marketing Tool provide local SEO listings. We've talked about this. This is firming up your presence. You want to be the same everywhere, all over the internet. Don't leave presence to chance. No matter how well you build a website, you'll be blamed by the customers if they say, hey, you know what, this isn't doing what I thought it was going to do. And here you can see the little visitors here coming down on this website. And here you see a lot of them coming down here after you've done the SE Ranking Cool Listing tool. So it does actually work. We use it. It works for sure. So we're going to cover presence. Done. That one item does it. You set it up once. You don't have to set it up after that, and you get a monthly fee. It's wonderful. At its core, verticalization, by keeping your customers' digital presence stable and thriving, no matter the external economic climates. Businesses need a robust, omnipresent digital footprint to withstand market fluctuations and competition. I'm going to go back to one thing, and Brian, I know you had a good story here too, but when COVID hit, we were like, oh my God, I think we're going to lose 35% of our clients. We have SMBs. They're going to go out of business. We sat down as a team, we locked the doors for a week, and we sat down and said, what could we do? And we came up with a bunch of things that we could do. One of them was, we'll redo your website. We had a chat. We did things that we thought that if people can't come into your place, that would help. You've got the notification settings, the personalization tool that comes with Duda. We added different things at doctor's offices, COVID notifications. We told everyone, we'll add a COVID page for you. Out of the people that contact us, I mean, we usually get 20 or 25% answer us. 100% said, thank you so much. This saved my business. We added a COVID response page. And that's what we're talking about doing here. Brian, how about you?
Yeah, so for us, we have a big restaurant presence that we focus on for our vertical. And with that, we had a lot of them that were really resistant during COVID to do online ordering. That changed really quick when COVID happened. They couldn't go inside and eat in the restaurants anymore. They're like, well, I'm going to go out of business. Like, there's no chance I'm going to be able to survive this. And we were like, hey, let's come up with a solution where, you focus on delivery, you focus on going outside to drop them off their food, doing carryouts, things like that. And they ended up being able to stay in business and ride out the COVID wave for that reason, to where they had to really think outside the box. But that's what we need to do as agencies, is focus on what can we do to help them with their business as it always is changing. How everything is perceived and how things are done is constantly changing. So just making sure you stay in front of that and say, hey, this is what you have to have. Now it's so normal that everyone does online ordering. But before that, if you've worked with any restaurants that are maybe 30, 50 years old, they don't want to do online ordering. They want people to come in to the restaurant. So this definitely helped facilitate that and get them on the understanding of these are just how things are now moving forward.
Yeah, great story there, Brian. Second, traffic. Quality traffic ensures a business has a steady flow of potential customers. We all know that that's critical. Compliance tools ensure that they meet this level of safety and security to build their trust. So traffic, we talk about the website compliance and ADA compliance here. Also, SEO and pay-per-click goes under this as well, which is coming up too. Here, this is really interesting, and we got this from the AudioEye people. They're great people. Websites that leverage AudioEye see 93% more page views on average than sites without it. I mean, double the page views just by having an ADA compliant widget on your website. That's staggering. And that, as Brian and I talked about, most of our clients have the free version. I've got a lot that are on the paid version. But this is something you're offering either for free or for a very small amount of money to double the traffic. This is cheap. We do it for $39 a month, and it's $400 or $500 a year. That's nothing compared to what they would have to pay for SEO or pay-per-click to get 93% more traffic. Websites with AudioEye see 58% total form events. Forms are filled out 58% more times with an AudioEye widget than without it. These form fills, those are bona fide leads, right?
Yeah, just any type of app that you do have on your website needs to be able to help the website overall. Obviously, don't go through and add 100 apps just because you're thinking, oh, this would be great. You're just going to slow down the website. But if you're going after that vertical where they say for a dentist, they might need a booking tool, they need live chat, they need AudioEye, they need all these things to not only stay compliant, but be able to engage with their customers quickly, have that. But they might not need certain, they don't need e-commerce. They don't need certain things. So don't just shove everything down because that'll slow down the website speed a little bit, which it'll increase your bounce rate. So definitely focus on that vertical of like, hey, these are the services that are already built inside Duda that you could be utilizing for that vertical, and just kind of look at everything that they have and really narrow it down to what would work best for them.
Yep. Average click to call. Websites with AudioEye see 188% more click to call events. I mean, these numbers are staggering. 1.4 average calls versus 4.1. For the most minimal amount of money that you could charge somebody or doing it for free, this is moving the needle. So take this information, share it with your clients. That's how you sell this. These numbers do the talking for you. Top of the pyramid for Maslow, engagement is centered around visitors to take meaningful actions. I mean, that's what Brian was just talking about, to generate direct business value. Booking solutions convert interest into action. Forms convert bookings. Chat converts revenue. These are all revenue plays that happen with very simple widgets that are not expensive, that you really don't have to do much once it's set up. Brian, what about you?
Yeah, making sure you build out your whole website with call to action. Even if it's just a simple 3-question form on every page, just having something on there. We encourage everyone to have a click to call, a click to text, anything to where you can communicate with the client quickly. That is really the overall goal for them to even build. You have you to build their website is to get engagement. So definitely focus when you're building the website on the call to action, making sure you have apps that are relevant to them and can increase their business, because that's everyone's overall goal, is to build their business. So focus on those things, and they'll be successful and they'll stick with you for a long time.
Yeah. Trisha, may I ask what y'all are charging monthly for Duda websites? You charge an initial build fee. I know Brian charges, we charge an initial build fee. I'm not going to tell you how we do that. That's kind of our secret sauce. But I will tell you this, and this works for me, and I don't know how Brian does it for the initial build. My close rate is almost 90-some%. I'm not saying I'm really good. I'm really good at this. I ask them one simple question. What do you have budgeted for this? And I swear to God, you think people don't answer it? I will get them to answer 100% of the time, and I will try to align the price of our website with their expectation for what it costs. If somebody says $800, I start to think, all right, we could build a simple Duda website for 3 pages, reuse a theme that we've already done and spin it up and be able to launch that. Now, we don't do many of those, but we can, and Duda, it allows us to, because we can spin them up so quickly, because the key for our business is the monthly. And we want people, I don't care if they spent $5,000, $10,000, or $800, after that, they pay $69 a month. So it doesn't matter once, as I look at lifetime value of a client, and to not lose somebody. And if I could gain 100 clients a year at sub $2,000, I'll take every one of those. Brian, how about you?
Yeah, so we are a little bit different, is we put all of our pricing right there on our website. So if it's, we charge everything on a per page basis, but we break it down by redesign or new website. A new website, obviously, we have to create content, create everything from scratch, versus a redesign where most of the information is already there. But also the monthly is what's important. I could care less about the actual initial build design. If they're, Nat was right on. Ask them what their budget is. If they're like, hey, if they have a lower budget, we offer them a package. So instead of, they might have, say, $1,500 for the actual initial design, we're like, okay, well, you want a 50-page website. Let's just do $200 a month for 2 years. They're a lot happier doing it that way, where they're like, okay, well, that's just $200 a month, not a big deal. Traditionally, we charge $50 a month, because we do offer the tools, some of them inside of that cost. But really trying to get that monthly and building that up is a lot more important than that initial build.
It's almost the same thing, Brian. We just do it a little differently. And we've done that too, and say, that will break down to this per month. Can you do that? Get the sale.
Yeah, just
to get the monthly. Yeah. Our businesses are driven on the monthly revenue. All right, which seems more engaging? And this is a trick question. This one has no verticalization, and this one on the right has verticalization implemented. You can see all the tools here. No direct booking, no engagement or chatbot, no synchronized listing, not serving visually impaired, who are also hungry guests. Always remember that. That's this boring website. We're not going to do that anymore after this webinar. Or is this site engaging? Ability to order online, to make a reservation, chatbot to greet the guests, listed across Google, serving all hungry guests because of ADA compliance. Adding these few things, which is very simple for you to do, and their add-ons, you get more revenue. The client remains stickier for not a lot of money more a month. Some of the other things that are offered, we do social media marketing. This is starting to grow. In the last 3 to 6 months, I've had more people talking about this, doing this than ever. We found a solution that we love for this, that it's real simple for us to do, and the price points are fabulous. But this is another add-on service that people are now, I'm seeing as of this year, willing to spend money for this. Reviews and reputation management. Again, we've got a third party that we use. This is important to answer all the reviews. You can upload CSV files to send out for review. I mean, I'm sure all of you, when you want to book something, a hotel, a restaurant, or whatever, you look at the GMB list. I look at it 100% of the time.
Yep.
And I look at the reviews. Now, they don't have to be 5 stars. They could be 4.2. I look and see if they're responded to, because you know there's always some people that are good, just drop some hate on you. How were they responded to? We found software that audited through AI will respond to this. So we found these two things are very, very important. Nice add-ons, not a lot of heavy lift for us. I'm going to pivot to one more, and then to pivot to Brian here for a moment. Termageddon privacy policies. It's a great tool. It's in Duda. It's privacy policy and user agreements. It's great stuff, and it's very reasonable. Google My Business. Brian.
Yeah, so Google My Business is kind of the start for everyone when they're first setting up a business. It's very important because this is how you get in that Google 3-pack. And that's really what you want to do, is make sure that this is fully optimized, making sure all your categories are built, your business information is correct. You have a ton of photos. If you have videos, great. But building out that listing to where it's closest you can to 100% builds credibility within Google itself, to where when they're searching in your area for your type of business, you're popping up in that Google 3-pack. Most people click on that first before they actually scroll down to the actual search results. So making sure that you try to get in that Google 3-pack for all your categories in your area is definitely what's key to help grow their business.
Yeah. Pay-per-click.
Yeah. So Google PPC, been around for a long time, but it's really how you build out the actual listings themselves and going after the correct keywords, building the correct landing pages. I see a lot of the time people are like, oh yeah, I'll build your Google campaign, and they might put in a couple ads, put a ton of keywords in there, and then having it go to the homepage. It's just kind of more of a waste of money. You want to craft it in a way to where you have a landing page that's based on the keywords, the ad copy, everything else, because not only you're going to pay less cost per click in for the actual keyword itself, the relevancy of the ad is really what's going to make it so you're paying less than everyone else for that keyword. You're coming up first. Google, that's what Google wants. They want as relevant landing spots as possible. So they're willing to say, hey, you're paying less per keyword than this company because you built a page that is relevant, the ad copy is relevant, and making sure that they have a good user experience when they land on the website.
Yep. And here, I'd say a lot of you probably don't have an expertise in pay-per-click. Find a partner. That's what I did with Brian. And we're a big agency. And I don't want to do it. We hate it. And we're not as good as him. Find a partner. He'll white label it and be awesome. Easy peasy. That was it.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. And just to kind of give us a little gap in case there's any, lasting questions that people have, kind of feel free to add those to the chat, and we'll kind of wait a bit.
I think we tried to answer those as we went along, though, too.
Yeah. I appreciate it. It saves me some reading off the screen. But if there's anything that's lasting, we can see those as they come. But I appreciate your guys' time, and I learned a few things, and I know I definitely have a couple websites that I need to use Duda for, just to kind of help rebuild them and do another assessment. But yeah, so great. I think we have a couple slides left on the AC ranking side, and then we'll kind of tie things up. To recap things for everyone, this is recorded, and so it will be across various channels that we'll kind of see at the end of this slide. But essentially, thank you again for taking the time to give this amazing presentation and webinar. Nat and Brian touched on a few of these features in the presentation, but we'd love for you to test out the trial, and we have the audit tools that were mentioned, competitive research, and local marketing tools, which would be very helpful to kind of apply the knowledge that you learned from Nat and Brian today and kind of put it into use. And then just kind of test it out. So when you are registering that trial, please feel free to use your business email. You get a lot more with it. So you get higher limits, more access to those features, and it'll kind of make the most of your extended trial that you'd have. So please go ahead and do that. And we'll also make sure that we're giving you better support just with that business email alone. This is something that I constantly plug. This webinar will be kind of somewhere in between our resources, but our academy is fantastic. So we have a variety of different courses, from SEO basics. If you're completely new to SEO and just need to learn the fundamentals, it's a fantastic course. Then we have others like Content SEO, How to Promote Your Agency course, and then SE Ranking in Action, which is one of my favorites. It's oftentimes a client-led workshop where it'll go from, okay, here's where our problem is, here's where we're starting, and they'll kind of walk you through their thought process, the other tools that they use, and it's very, very valuable. Then we have a SE Ranking community. So as you can see with Brian and Nat, as they're kind of really open with their information and the knowledge that they have, this community is fantastic to join. So if you ever have a question or an interesting kind of use case that you need some input on, this community is a great place to go to and kind of engage in the SEO community and the dialogue. We also have a podcast. So the Do Follow podcast is fantastic. You can kind of learn from those industry leaders and hear what they're talking about, the buzz on their end, and make sure that you're following in the same time. And then lastly, we have all of our different channels where you can find us. LinkedIn, we have a fantastic YouTube, Facebook and Twitter. And then if you ever want to hop on a demo with me or anyone else from the sales team, you can do so just through the website or through any of the emails that we've probably sent you in your inbox at any point in time. But once again, just thank you everyone for joining, and thank you Nat and Brian once again for taking the time to share all your knowledge.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Megan. This is fun.